face as she's clearly on a romantic getaway. But calmly, without getting angry, I respond. I'm busy with my niece's funeral right now. Also, my husband is right here next to me. What? My words leave her pale, and literally Susan was flying back on a plane and saw something. My name is Yvonne. I'm a 29-year-old part-time wife. Though I've only recently started introducing myself as a wife. Since I just got married a few days ago. My husband, Ryan, and I were colleagues at work, and we developed a good relationship, eventually making it official. We considered a huge wedding ceremony a waste of time and simply got married. We do want to take photos in a wedding dress at some point, but now during the busy season isn't the time. The reason we got married during such a busy period is all about timing. It's busy now, but it's going to get even busier, and dragging our feet on getting married seems inefficient. A loveless, cold marriage? No way. We've decided never to mix work and personal life. At work, we're both super workaholics, but at home, we switch off completely. At home, we're very much the sweet newlyweds. Even without a huge ceremony, we visited each other's families to formally introduce ourselves. That's how smoothly and simply our marriage went. Except for one problem. The problem is my sister, Susan, who's 5 years older than me. Susan is already married and has settled down, but she was famously promiscuous back in the day. Well, famous in my eyes at least. Worse, she has a habit of taking what belongs to others. In general, when it comes to siblings, the basic idea is since you're the older sister, you should let your younger sister have it. That's such an outdated way of thinking, and my parents never said such things. But far from dismissing this old-fashioned idea, my sister twisted it into what's mine is mine, and what's my sister's is also mine. Meaning, she stole my boyfriend. My first boyfriend was when I was in 8th grade. Given our age, it was more of a cute, playful kind of love, but my sister said, "Oh, isn't he adorable?" and took him from me. My boyfriend, just 14, was taken by my sister, who was 19 at the time. Unbelievable, but with my sister, it happened. And after breaking up with me, my ex would get dumped by her once she was done being interested. In other words, my sister enjoyed the game of stealing from me more than anything else. Heartbroken, I didn't have a boyfriend for a while, but in my senior year of high school, I started dating someone. It was during a busy time with exams, so he was more of a comfort than anything special. However, when we happened to be studying at my house one day, my sister, now working, came home and said, "Oh, isn't he adorable?" Using that line I had heard before, and once again, she took my boyfriend. Why is it so easily stolen? My sister and I don't look alike. I have an ordinary face like our dad. Meanwhile, my sister inherited our beautiful grandmother's looks, even more beautiful than our pretty mom. I hate to admit it, but my sister is truly beautiful. And even without exercising or dieting, she has a great figure. I can't help but feel resentful as I struggle with diets without success. And teenagers, after all, tend to choose based on looks. The allure of an older, beautiful woman was too much for them to resist. After experiencing heartbreak twice because of my sister, I chose a college far away. I lived alone while working part-time and then got a job. I never returned to my hometown. Because who knows what my sister would do if I came back. Now my sister is married and a mother of one. I'd like to think she wouldn't go after my boyfriend, now my husband, but I can't be too careful. People don't change that easily, I believe. When I went home to announce my marriage, my sister wasn't there. I've got a bad feeling about this. My husband, fully aware of the situation, just laughed it off, saying, "Well, it should be fine. We're far apart and hardly see each other anyway." He's laughing now, but I wonder if he can keep laughing if he meets my sister. After all, my boyfriends in the past, who also said, "It'll be fine," were anything but fine once my sister made her move. But Ryan is a mature 30-year-old. I'd like to think he wouldn't waver just because a pretty woman shows interest. I want to trust my husband, but it's my sister we're talking about. The one who laughs as she steals her sister's boyfriends and then discards them, laughing again, saying, "I can't believe you dated such a loser." I trust my husband, but I don't trust my sister at all. One day, I got a call from my sister. Reluctantly, I answered, thinking it'd be childish to ignore her. "Long time no see. I'm surprised you got married." That was my sister's first remark to me in a long while. I regretted picking up the phone. "But you got married so late." "I got married at 27, you know." She was taking a dig at me for being only 2 years older at the time of her marriage. "My daughter, who's now 5, is rumored to be a genius. She's beautiful, just like me. Good thing she doesn't take after her aunt." Then she insulted me. A dig at me, her niece's aunt, right? After rattling on about her own happy life, my sister finally asked, "So, what's your husband like?" At that question, I just knew it. So, I just said, "He's a good guy." "What's his income?" "Probably about half of what your husband makes." "What about his looks?" "He's just an ordinary guy who matches me." Sorry, Ryan. In my heart, you're the world's coolest husband, but I have to say this to my sister. I apologized to my husband in my mind. Average all around, huh? That's why I'm saying he's average. What does he do? He works at the same company as me. Oh, what's that? An affair with a boss that led to a marriage of convenience? No way! We both were single and just dated normally before getting married. What kind of fantasy is that? But my sister just laughed over the phone, saying, "Well, that's so you. Hope you guys are happy. It'd be nice if your marriage lasts." And with that annoying remark, she hung up. I was in a bad mood all day. A few days later, something unbelievable happened. "Hey Yvonne, wanna go out for lunch today?" My coworker and friend Anna suggested. I agreed, and as we were about to head out to the lobby, "Yvonne, there you are. I was just about to have you paged at the reception." Perfect timing. Turning around at the sound of my name, I grimaced and let out a weird noise. Why? Because my sister was rushing over. My sister, who's supposed to live 2 hours away by train, why is she here? "What are you doing here?" "Oh, just took a little trip down here." She says it like she's just out on a shopping errand. Is that even a thing, taking a little trip here? Plus, this place isn't a tourist spot or anything. While giving clearly suspicious excuses, my sister looks around and says, "Huh, quite the fancy company, isn't it?" I have a bad feeling. Please, husband, don't show up now. Just as I was thinking that, I heard Yvonne, and my heart sank. Turning around, there were several colleagues standing, including my husband. Heading out for lunch now? Yeah, sort of. Oh, who's this? Nice to meet you. I'm Yvonne's sister. She's always talking about how much she owes to all of you. Saying that, my sister shakes hands without waiting for me to stop her. Oh, hello. We're always grateful for your sister's help. Oh my, what a handsome man! My sister exclaims while shaking hands. Hold on, Yvonne. How is he just average? Huh? He's even more handsome than my husband. My sister starts wriggling her body around. This is what you call locking on. If you ever have any trouble with something, don't hesitate to contact me. With that, my sister handed over a note with her contact information and left. Why would she even prepare something like that? See ya! Leaving us stunned, my sister took off. Wow, your sister's something else, huh? Said one of the colleagues who happened to be there. All I could do was give a wry smile in response. Then, suddenly, my sister called again a little while later. I was going to just let it ring, but after several calls, I reluctantly called back. I'm going on a trip soon, so I've decided to leave my daughter at our parents' house. Take care of anything that comes up, will you? What? You know our parents' place is quite far from mine, right? Well, the folks are getting on in years and don't have much energy. It's fine, fine, there's a weekend in between. Whether it's fine or not is for the receiving end to decide, not the one making the request.
A trip? Just you and your husband? I know they need a break every now and then.
As I was saying this, I heard a man's voice in the background. Who are you talking to?
Oh, is your husband taking the day off?
It was a weekday, and I was on my break from work when I returned my sister's call. My sister's a homemaker, but her husband works at an office. Wasn't he supposed to be at work on a weekday?
Hold on, I'm talking to my sister.
Yvonne, right. Hearing that voice, I exclaimed, wait, what? My sister responded, what?
Who are you with right now? Don't tell me.
Just happened to run into your husband here. We're family, after all, so no worries.
What are you talking about?
Anyway, take care. Ignoring my protests, my sister hung up the phone.
Unbelievable.
My shout echoed through the break room. Later on, I learned that my niece had been dropped off at our parents' house. Apparently, my sister told our parents she was going to travel with a friend. It seemed the trip coincided with her husband's long business trip, which is why my niece was left with our parents.
A trip for an affair? Unbelievable.
I muttered under my breath, causing my mom to tilt her head in confusion, but I just shook my head as if it was nothing. As much as I'm upset with my sister, my niece is innocent in all this, so here I am on my day off, taking care of my adorable niece at my parents' house.
Look, Yvonne! Isn't it cute?
It really is, you drew it so well. My niece, Elisa, shows me a picture of her beloved guinea pig with innocent joy. When I praise her, she beams with happiness. Indeed, my niece is very cute, and she'll surely grow up to be beautiful. I clenched my fist, determined to protect her pure heart from becoming like my sister. However, the situation took a sudden turn. After a while, a scream from my niece turned the house into chaos. The next day, I was still at my parents' house on my day off. I was busy running around when my sister called. Despite being annoyed to get a call during such a busy time, thinking maybe she was worried about her daughter, I answered only to hear her carefree voice, making me want to hang up immediately.
I'm really busy, what's up?
Oh, here is just amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna hang up now. Wait, guess who's next to me right now? A friend, I guess? Right. So, what's your husband doing now?
Is something wrong with Ryan?
He's not there, is he? Must be out, huh? Her insinuating tone irritated me, but I took a deep breath and tried to be patient.
What do you want?
Hey, you're on the phone with someone again. Suddenly, a man's voice came through the phone. My sister laughed and replied, "Just wait a sec, Ryan." Did you hear that? Though I knew she was doing it on purpose, I responded, didn't hear anything. It's just too much hassle to deal with. Oh, is that so? That's a shame. Well, you probably heard but are just pretending you didn't, right? Sorry, I'm the only one happy here. Look, I'm really busy right now. Can we talk later? Don't be like that, it'll be quick. So, about the trip with your husband, it was amazing. She really said it outright. But my heart wasn't stirred. I remained incredibly calm about that. Thinking I was silent and upset because she couldn't see my face, my sister didn't wait for my reply and continued. So, I bought you souvenirs. The person I'm with will bring them back, so let's eat them together. It seems she's not even trying to hide it anymore. Oh, by the way, what do you want for a souvenir? Something sweet? Listen. I couldn't keep up with her anymore and said, right now, I'm at Lisa's funeral.
What?
There was a delay before she replied. Didn't you hear? Your daughter, my niece Lisa, we're at her funeral.
What? What are you talking about? Stop joking.
I don't joke about life and death. I paused for a moment, looking up at the person standing next to me. My husband is right here beside me.
What?
From the other end of the phone, I could hear her panicking. What do you mean by that? Ignoring her, I hung up. My husband, Ryan, chuckled at my frustrated huff. Hours later,
Lisa!
someone burst into the house screaming. Needless to say, it was my sister. Apparently, she was a mother after all. She must have caught the first plane back. My sister, looking frantic, burst into the living room where we were relaxing.
What do you mean Lisa's funeral?
My sister yelled as she entered, then her eyes went wide in shock. To her surprise, a young voice called out, "Mommy?"
Lisa? What do you mean? You said funeral.
My niece's eyes filled with tears. Great, just when she had finally stopped crying. She must have remembered and started to feel sad again. "Mommy, Lily is." She pointed to the empty cage.
What?
My sister looked at me, demanding an explanation. Lisa's beloved guinea pig passed away yesterday. It was old, so it was inevitable.
You said Lisa's funeral.
Oh, that. I meant Lisa's beloved guinea pig's funeral. Didn't you get that?
How could I possibly get that?
My sister's scream echoed through the house. Ignoring that, I looked at the man who came with my sister. "And who is this?" Pointing to the man, my sister, who had slumped to the floor as if her legs gave out, said half angrily, "What are you talking about? That's your husband. Why am I the one getting yelled at?"
Like I said earlier, my husband is right here beside me. Enough with your jokes.
My sister glared at me, then finally noticed the man sitting beside me. "Who's that over there?" "How rude."
This is my husband, Ryan. What?
My sister's eyes went wide as my husband, Ryan, greeted her with a wry smile. "Hello, I'm Yvonne's husband."
Then who's this Ryan over here?
"He's a different person with the same name, Ryan."
What?
"Yes, the person standing next to my sister. It just so happens he's also named Ryan. And both my husband and I know him well."
Because you said this guy was your husband at work.
"I never said that. This Ryan is a friend from high school who just happened to join the same company. I got close to him because we shared the same name as my husband. Then, my friend Ryan introduced me to my now husband Ryan, and we started dating and eventually got married."
That makes no sense. What are you talking about?
"What makes no sense is you showing up at the company out of the blue, ignoring my husband Ryan, and giving your phone number to my friend Ryan. And Ryan, being Ryan, saying something like, 'I've always been taken care of by your sister.' Seriously, he's always been a ladies' man." Everyone was shocked. My sister was speechless at my explanation. That day, when my sister stormed into the company, the man she ran into while I was about to go to lunch with a friend was among several male colleagues, including both Ryans. It seems my sister only has eyes for handsome men, so she was fixated on my friend Ryan, and my ordinary-looking husband who easily blends into a crowd went unnoticed.
Why didn't you correct me? I asked you why you married such an ordinary sister.
Well, I didn't deny it, but I didn't affirm it either. I just said, Susan is more attractive than Yvonne. My friend Ryan suggested maybe they should stop being friends. My sister's face went from red to pale, busy with emotions.
Ryan, you're also to blame. Why go after a married woman?
My husband spoke up, a bit angrily. My friend just shrugged, looking troubled. I was just playing around because she said we should officially date since she's divorced now.
What did you just say?
My sister turns red again at his words.
What do you mean playing around with me?
A man's voice responds. So, were you serious then?
Of course I was. I even went as far as getting a divorce, huh?
Realizing that the voice didn't come from the husband or friend in front of her, my sister slowly turns to look at the door leading into the living room. And her eyes widened in shock.
Why are you here? Aren't you supposed to be on a business trip?
The other party had to cancel, so it ended early. When I got home, no one was there, which surprised me. I was about to call you, but then Yvonne called me, telling me you were here. So, what's this about you divorcing me?
Well, that was just a joke.
My sister is stunned. Above her, still slumped on the floor, my friend Ryan speaks up. What do you mean? So, you haven't divorced? So, you were just playing with me too? You're in no position to blame me. Ridiculous.
What did you just say?
I have no use for a woman who lies about something as serious as divorce. And my friend Ryan said to my sister's husband, I'm terribly sorry for what happened, even though I was unaware.
Wait, Ryan! I was serious.
Oh? Her husband's voice is cold as she tries to cling to him. Turning around, my sister faces her husband, who's looking at her with equally cold eyes.
Wait, that was just a little joke.
I'm tired of your lies.
What?
All those lies about taking care of the kids while I was away on business, going out with friends, and even that lie about divorcing me.
Well, that was because...
But it's sad you became a liar.
What?
Confused, my sister looked at her husband, who nodded as if agreeing with something. So, let's get a divorce. That way, what you said won't be a lie anymore.
What?
Well, we're not divorced yet, but we will be, which is a slight difference, but that's within an acceptable range.
Wait a minute.
Of course, I'll take care of Lisa. You'll be paying child support.
Wait, please.
No waiting. From now on, we'll communicate through lawyers. Lisa, let's go home. Saying that, the husband reached out his hand to his niece. Confused, the niece asked, Going home? Yes. He nodded.
Wait. Are you trying to take her mother away from my daughter?
My sister screamed, thinking she could change the situation by using her daughter as leverage. The husband paused for a moment. And then looked at Lisa. Lisa, would you be sad without mommy? To which Lisa immediately answered, No, I wouldn't be sad.
What? Wait, Lisa, you're okay without mommy.
Panicked, my sister looked at her daughter. Because mommy, when daddy isn't home, is always gone. She tells me to watch TV because she's going out, and when she comes back, it's late at night. Dinner is always cold. And I have to take a shower alone, even though I'm scared.
Susan, you know what?
It must have all been news to her. Her husband glares at her with a look that could kill.
What, are you blaming me for pushing parenting onto you? You said you'd show me how to raise our child well by being a stay-at-home mom. And sure, I took care of the kids on weekdays, but I was primarily in charge on weekends. You've been lying to me all this time, pretending to be tired? Well, that's enough. I'll hear all about your affair from your lover later. We'll discuss the rest with a lawyer. Wait, honey.
I don't care. Lisa, let's go. Okay. Bye, Mom. As she reaches out desperately, her daughter easily says goodbye, leaving Susan's hand to fall. The door closes mercilessly in front of a slumped Susan. After discussions, Susan and her husband divorced. It turned out Susan had been unfaithful not just with my friend Ryan but others too, leading to a divorce fully on her fault. Even the trip she claimed was for leisure was actually an affair. My friend Ryan ended up paying compensation to Susan's husband. And left the company, saying it was a man's way to take responsibility. Ree, who had always been popular with women, hopefully learned a lesson about sincere relationships. As for Susan, don't come back until you've sorted out your debts, her parents told her, effectively kicking her out. Susan couldn't afford child support, so our parents covered it. They don't expect to get their money back, but want to see their granddaughter Lisa. Homeless and unable to return to her parents, Susan contacted me. I thought it was weird. You marrying such a handsome guy. All right, you asked for it, don't ever contact me again. I hung up. In a panic, she called back multiple times, I'm sorry. It was all my fault. I won't go after your men anymore. I hung up without a word and blocked her. I don't know what became of Susan after being abandoned by both her parents and me. Someone from the neighborhood who knew my sister said they saw someone who looked like Susan, but she was so gaunt that there was no trace of her beauty left. But I don't know. Whether it was really her or not, I doubt I'll ever see my sister again. I'm exhausted. You've had it tough. Ryan, my husband, chuckles as he hands me a warm glass of milk while I crack my shoulders. Thanks, I say, staring at him. What's up? You're making me blush. No, just thinking what a good man you are. You're the only one who says stuff like that. Well, that's fine by me. Only I need to understand your charm. Laughing at that, he smiles and hugs me.